Chubstep.
Jrad.
Creating the oil of judgment.
Steed. Chubstep.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the king of the jungle.
Don't you remember? We listened to his whole album that one night I told you you'd never be a good writer because you don't have a curious mind? Time. Ah, damn it.
Who was it?
Paul Bufano! Paul Bufano! How hard is that? Paul Bufano! Come on!
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Hello, and welcome to a little different episode of Chubstep. You're going to be hearing a lot of me, Steed. Not a lot of Jrad. Because he's in Europe again or something. So you got me. You can exit now. Just unplug your headphones, leave the thing running. We need Chubstep to be running. We need those numbers up. So what does Steed do when he's all alone? Scared. Nervous. What we're going to do is Steed Science. On what? A little bit of volcanoes.
Everything in this world is made up of matter. And those matters behave with each other in certain ways. And that, students, is chemistry. Everything in this world is made up of matter. And those different matters behave amongst each other in different ways. And that, children,
is Steed Science.
You're going to learn a lot. How does volcanoes erupt? How does volcanoes form? What would happen if a volcano erupted? That would be bad, right? Or wrong. A lot of controversy out there. Let's dive in. So how does a volcano erupt? Well, it all starts with the magma. And magma is lava that's in the ground. This is like the old asteroid meteor debate. Asteroid in space, meteor hit Earth. Same thing. Magma in Earth. Lava outside. So you get your magma. Magma starts forming under the volcano. It's lighter than rocks, apparently. Probably because it's hot. Think of, steam. Steam gets hot. Steam go up. Magma get hot. Magma go up. Or do the other rocks go down? We don't know. Can't get down there to check it out. Anyways, magma goes up. Too much magma goes up. It gets really pressury in there. Too much pressure. And the magma's looking for somewhere to go. So it finds these little cracks sometimes. Lots of pressure. And then it makes a little crack. And then boom, volcano sometimes. Most of the time, just a little, maybe some smoke, maybe a little lava trickles out, and you don't have to worry about it. Like in Hawaii, they just got lava, but it's slow lava, so you can just walk away from it. That's the best kind of volcano, slow lava volcanoes. Now, how much of a threat would a big boy volcano be? We've got the biggest boy right here in Idaho or Montana or something. Yellowstone. Cool geyser. Deadly volcano. This one last erupted 2.1 million years ago. One of the largest known ever eruptions. It's a super volcano. It probably killed a lot of 2.1 million year old creatures. I don't know what was in between us and the dinosaurs, but it probably killed basically all of them. So if it erupted again, this is what you'd see. This is what you'd hear on the news. Uh-oh, we got some magma coming up. That magma's melting the rock below the ground surface. So it's going to get a little hot. People are walking around the park, checking out the geysers. Magma gets a little hot. hots up the ground, everyone's sweating, time to leave. You gotta leave. Once you see the dome start to form, because it's just gonna start pushing up, dome's gonna form, big dome, that's when you just sit and watch because you're toast. Dome is then gonna explode, and 90,000 people are gonna die immediately. Oops. Because it's going to blow up so big, apparently 10-foot layer of molten ash 1,000 miles away is just going to blanket the ground. So if you live within 1,000 miles of Yellowstone, you're dead. Not fun. I know. But here's the good news. All that ash in the air is going to go up into the atmosphere, and supervolcano, it can travel far enough out there, and it's going to start blocking the sunlight a little bit. And this is great because small volcanoes don't do that much. They don't get through the troposphere, part of the atmosphere. But the big boys, they can go high enough to get through the troposphere into the stratosphere. This is the calm dry zone of the atmosphere. Then those reflective particles from the volcano, they spread around and they cause a splurt of global cooling. Global cooling is good right now because I don't know if you've seen what Biden's doing. He's warming the planet up. So this cooling only happens with the big volcanoes because it's the things got to go up. But as the Earth warms, like it's been doing, the atmosphere actually goes up too. So the volcano's got to be even bigger to just reach the stratosphere. Now, Benjamin Black, he's a scientist. He gave a great analogy. He said, imagine if it's a regulation basketball hoop and it was suddenly raised a few inches, making it harder to score. Okay? Now, the stratosphere got raised, making it harder for volcanoes to score the global cooling effect. So only the big boys are going to give us a cooling. Little boys, not good. Italian one, But we can see evidence of this global cooling effect in about the 1600. A volcano in South America, in Peru, erupted. And, not great for the people living in Peru because they got the whole ash deal. They got the lava deal. Not a fun time for them. But all that plume went up, cooled the climate off so much. Europe had record-setting snowfalls. Then it had just big old floods the next spring when the snow melted. All this rains and coldness and snow and floods, you get a massive crop failure, and then there's a giant famine that lasts 2 years, and 2 million people die in Europe because of a volcano in Peru. So, good, bad, I don't know. You be the judge. We're not here for politics. Now, if Yellowstone erupted, probably a little more famine-y than 2 million people, because we're talking like full sunlight dimming around the world. Not fun. You're not going to have a good time for about, I'm going to give it 3 years, 3 solid years. Then it'll start to get a little bit better. But you're going to want to start stocking up on some food just in case, because I don't trust these guys. I don't trust these science guys too much. I trust some of them, but the basketball hoop guy, good analogy, but it makes me a little bit worried if we're using basketball hoop analogies. So I'm going to say, get some food. Start an underground grow lab. Right now you can do something profitable like marijuana or something. You can then sell that and you can buy more dried goods that you can store in your basement area. This is important. We're toast. So, let's hope Yellowstone stays a geyser that we can all enjoy on a cool summer's day. Now, any volcanoes out there looking bad? Yeah, we got a couple volcanoes that might blow up. Good news, one of them's in North Korea, and they might blow it up themselves if they keep nuking themselves. So let's hope that one blows up. We got Mount Shasta, California. If you live in Mount Shasta, move. But I think only hippies live there, so just stay. Mount Fuji, Japan. That's a nice volcano. That one might blow up soon. Oops. Mount Hood in Oregon. I'm seeing a lot of U.S. ones on here. A lot of U.S. ones. We got the tornadoes. We got the volcanoes. Might be time to move. Mount Hood, Oregon. That, I thought it was just a mountain. They should really start naming volcanoes Volcano Hood. Hood Volcano. Not Mount Hood. Different things. People got to know this stuff. They would never live. I mean, the real estate prices would drop horrifically if the mounts were renamed to volcanoes. New Zealand. All of New Zealand will be wiped out, I assume, from Mount Rapefu. All the sheep would die. There would be a global sheep shortage. Bad news. Tungurahua in Ecuador. That's going to blow up. Last eruption, 2016. Blows up all the time, apparently. Big deal. Hawaii. That's just a giant volcano. I knew that. But just get a surfboard in case, stand-up paddleboard. Not pronouncing this one in Indonesia. Indonesia's got a big volcano, might blow up. Philippines. I don't even know the name of this country. All right, you guys get it. Lots of volcanoes could blow up anytime. Cooling the earth, though, causing famine. So it's like, all right, do we want to reverse global warming or do we want to eat food? That's our big two things. That's our big two takeaways from volcanoes. I'm more on the food team. I enjoy a nice summer's day, but it did get like above 90 degrees for maybe a week out here. I didn't like that too much. So I'm going to go with the temporary cooling famine. I'm rooting for a big ol' eruption. Now, the volcano that I saw in the news is a volcano out in Italy, where Jrad might be there. We don't know. The Phalegrain Fields. That's a volcanic area. I guess it just kind of looks more like a field out near Naples, Florida. Not Naples, Florida. Naples, Italy. Naples, Florida is safe. Thank God. They've just been having a ton of little earthquakes, which, when combined with magma, that might be unsettling. 1,500 people decided to seek shelter, and kind of pussy. All right, there's 80,000 people in the area, and 1,500 decided to go out and seek shelter. Those are the nerds. We found the dweebs. Anyways, yeah, the ground's rising 2 centimeters a month. Ugh. That's concerning. Unless you were looking to go sledding. Magma's pushing it up. So we went over the dome. You guys know about how the dome starts coming. Magma's getting pressure, pushing up. Now, while there's no clear signs of magma quickly rising, there's signs that it's slowly rising, or else the ground wouldn't be going up. I don't know how much a centimeter is because we're in America, but it's probably about a foot each month. The Phalegrain Fields, they erupted last in 1538. They made a nice crater lake, so another good thing that volcanoes do. And this one was nice because people, I guess, it was a slow eruption, slow starter, so the people kind of just walked away from it. In 1538, you did not have like Teslas or anything you could drive away, so they just kind of walked away. It will be interesting to see if the Italians are smart enough to once it starts erupting, kind of shamble away in their Mario Kart go-karts and get out of there before they're, got to make pasta again or something. But it looks like we'll be okay. This one, it wouldn't cool the Earth that much. Only about 2 degrees Celsius. Could be 15 degrees Fahrenheit, 20. I don't know. A little bit. It's kind of a bitch volcano. This is no Yellowstone, but I mean, 2 degrees. It's pretty nice for a little bitch volcano. I'll take it. Now, how many? You're probably wondering how many people have died from volcanoes. How bad are they actually? And now we're not talking famine. We're talking lava. We're talking lava getting people. Well, since the year 1500, about 280,000 people have been killed by volcanoes. That stinks. That stinks big time. I cannot imagine being burned by lava is a fun way to go out. But that's not the only way you can die from, straight up volcano. A guy, I think also in Italy, he was just sitting on his balcony kind of watching a little volcano eruption. Piece of rock just flew out and smashed him. Oof. Bad. I mean, that's just bad luck. In Colombia in 1985, around 25,000 people were killed by Lajas volcano. 1985. Volcano threat is real. You're wondering how many people fall in. Well, only about 27 people have fallen into a volcano from the year 1500. I don't know why the volcano stats started at 1500, but they did. This is when we got the data. This is when they started collecting the data. So between 1500 and 2017, so maybe we'll bump it up to 28. 28 people have fallen into a straight up volcano. Wow. You got to be careful. If you're going to be careful, 3 points of contact, holding onto a rope or a railing or something, volcanoes are the place to do it. Now, it does seem like maybe about half of these volcano falling into deaths may have been self-inflicted suicides. All I'm going to say, pretty cool way to go out. Now, if you are wondering how you can survive if you happen to fall in lava, say you're trying to get away from the lava, you hit some other lava, there's lava coming from a different direction, you're stuck. Well, let's jump into a Tanzania news and see how one man survived. Also, don't have the Tanzania news sound. Imagine. Use your brain. So back in 2007, there was a team walking through Tanzania. The volcano Oldonyo Lengai means mountain of God in Maasai. And as you know from previous Tanzania news, is the Maasai are currently being ousted from their homeland for basically tourism reasons. Not cool, Tanzania. Not cool. But this is pretty cool. The Maasai guy, he was kind of walking along with a team of explorers. They're just checking out some volcano stuff. They're like, this is pretty cool. That sounds nice. Uh-oh. He falls into a lava-filled crevasse. Not great. And what does he do? He mans up. He just climbs his ass out of said crevasse. Luckily for him, Oldonyo Lengai, it has some pretty unusual lava. Never gets above 510 degrees Celsius, 950 degrees Fahrenheit. Normal lava, you're looking at, I think, like 1200 degrees. A little bit warmer. I don't know if it would matter that much. This lava is like a slow lava. So it's not a fast, bright orange lava. This is more of like a black lava. And he just kind of fell in, burned his legs and arms, climbed out, went on to live his life, climb another day. Probably carried a rope with him, metal rope, so it wouldn't burn. Well, I hope you learned a little bit about volcanoes and lava. I learned a little. Not really. Jared's gone. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do out here. I'm scared. Drink Vita Coco. Use code Jrad 30. 30% off. $30 off. Vita Coco, a case. It's a great deal. Listen to our show on Spotify. Rate it. Listen, just keep on keeping on. The show has ended. Be gone.
Now you know you got to go.
Peace. This is Yasin.